Today our lesson is in Chapter 8. We are writing and graphing inequalities, and so the real world link on page 625 is going to help us to get a visual kind of before we actually start graphing to see how we find the information for this graph. So on number 1 it says Jessica spent more than $5 at the arcade. So more than $5. So we have some numbers written down. And I want you to circle all of the numbers that are more than $5. Go ahead. Who can raise their hand and tell me why I did not circle the number 5? James?
So you said more than 5.
It's got to be more than 5. Not exactly 5. It's got to be more than 5. All right, on the second one it says, less than 6 people rang the bell on the mallet game. So now we're going to circle all of the numbers that are less than 6. Why did I not circle the number 6? Emma L?
Because it says less than 6 people.
All right, so we're going to need to keep this in mind when we're graphing our inequalities in our lesson today. Let's look at page 626. And the first thing that we're learning to do is writing the inequality for the sentence. And so now we're going to start using our symbols in combination with the words in order to write the inequality. So example 1 says, you must be over 12 years old to get into the ride. All right, so basically our age will need to be greater than 12. Hannah?
13.
Okay, so 13 would be an acceptable age to get onto this ride. Very good. All right, so on example 2, it says the pony is less than 14 2/10 hands tall. All right, so we'll let P be the height of the pony. The pony is less than 14 2/10. Okay? All right, one more. You must be at least 16 years old to have the driver's license. Bless you. So again, we're back to our age. Now this time it says at least 16. So this one's a little bit different because can we get our driver's license if we are exactly 16?
Yes.
So this time our age, it does need to be greater than 16, but it can be greater than or equal to the 16. All right, so when we see words like this, that's going to be our clue that we might need a greater than or equal to sign. Okay, I want you to try A, B, C, and D on your own. And those are on page 627. Bless you.
Thank you.
It's important that you attempt these on your own so that you can see if you're on the right track before we get to independent practice.
What's a domestic letter?
A letter that will be mailed within the United States,
Okay.
as opposed to international, which could go anywhere around the world. Bless you.
Bless you.
Alright, A says you must be older than 13 to play in the basketball league. So our age must be greater than 13. On B, it says to use one stamp, your domestic letter must weigh under 3.5 ounces. So the weight must be less than 3.5 ounces. C says you must be over 48 inches tall to ride the roller coaster. So this time our height must be greater than 48. And D, you must be at least 18 years old to vote. So our age will be greater than or equal to 18 if we're going to vote. Anyone have a question? So once we figure out how to take the words and put them into the inequality, they want us to start graphing the inequalities. So there are two things you're going to need to pay attention to as you're graphing these, and that will be the dot that starts your graph. So these are going to be line graphs. Basically, it'll just be the X portion of a graph. All right, so when we graph, we'll have open dots and we'll have closed dots. And I drew my arrows showing an increase, but the arrows could go the opposite way, showing a decrease as well. All right, so if we have an open dot, It means that the initial number is not included. If we have a closed dot, initial number is included. So when we simply have signs, greater than signs, we'll be using the dot. When you have a less than or a greater than or equal to, you'll use the closed dot. And this is important to pay attention to because to the multiple choice, it'll look exactly the same except for one might have an open dot, one might have a closed dot, and it makes a difference. Also, when you're creating your own graphs, some of the dots you'll have to fill in to show that that number is included, and